So today we're going to look at the pros and cons of living in Redondo Beach, and be sure to stick around to the end of the video as we go through and check out some of the open houses that I went with the client to this week in Redondo Beach. This channel is about living and being active within the South Bay. So if you're looking to learn more about the South Bay and the cities that encompass it, so Hermosa Beach, Redondo Beach, Manhattan Beach, Torrance, if you're looking to learn more about the area, be sure to click like and subscribe so that you're notified anytime a new video comes out. And be sure to reach out. I get people calling and emailing me constantly from the videos and wanting to learn more. If you're searching to buy a home, I'd love to hear from you, and so feel free to call or email me anytime. All right, so rather than just list off the pros and the cons separately, figured we just kind of take a look at Redondo Beach and everything that encompasses the good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, not a lot of ugly, but checking out Redondo Beach and everything that there is within the city. So one of the great things about Redondo Beach is just how active it is. You're at the beach, so you've got surfing and volleyball and bike riding and just beach days and so much to do on the daily that it's a great place to live and be outdoors. Being a runner, obviously that is one of my main things that I love about Redondo Beach, is just how active and friendly it is to being outdoors. I can go out, go for a run along the Strand and go all the way up to Santa Monica, run back, and you're just, encompassed with all this nice weather and great views all along the way. So it's a great opportunity to get motivated to get outdoors because you just have this beautiful scenery. I mean, there's been lots of times where I've been out running along the Strand from the Redondo Pier towards Hermosa, and I've seen dolphins jumping up and out of the water, and it's just so peaceful, and you get such a great view that you just feel motivated to keep going. And so a lot of times I'll head out the door and not really know how many miles I'm going to go, and then as I get going, it's just such a nice day, I got to keep going. And so it's really a great place to be outdoors and have the motivation to get active. All right, so that brings it to the next point, and that's the weather. The weather here is great, sunny and 75 in Southern California year-round. There's some truth to that. It really is great weather year-round. You get some warm beach days in January, and you're just like, wait, is this summertime? So it's a great place to be and be outdoors and be active. You've got, it does rain here occasionally, and when it does, people don't really know what to do because they're like, I haven't driven in the rain before, or I haven't driven in the rain recently, and then the roads flood because the roads are not, or the drainage isn't set up for a lot of rain year-round. So there are some rainy days, but majority of the time it's great weather and not a lot of rain, and never gets super hot in the South Bay, and never gets super cold. Actually, a lot of places don't even have air conditioning in their home because it just never gets hot enough that you really need the air conditioning. So whenever I'm showing rental properties to clients, they're always a little surprised when there's no air conditioning in the unit, but that is pretty common. So that's something to think about, and just be aware. But like I said, it never really gets too hot to where you're like, oh God, I need the air conditioning. And if it is, it's, you grab one of those stationary fans and you're good for the day. So one of the other great things about Redondo Beach is just the restaurants and shopping in the area. You've got the South Bay Galleria with some great little shops inside. You've also got tons of little small restaurants for, right now after COVID, a lot of them have transitioned to curbside eating. But it makes for a great little ambiance, especially when you're on some of the little smaller streets and you've got tables and chairs set up along the road, and just a nice entertaining downtown kind of atmosphere. All right, so one of the big negatives of Southern California in general is the traffic. especially with people getting back to work and getting back to school. There's just a lot more traffic on the freeways. And so if you are having to work outside of Redondo Beach and you're having to get on the freeways, you do have access as far as, a short jump onto the freeway. But once you're on the freeway, it's going to be pretty slow and a lot of traffic. So the major high school in Redondo Beach is Redondo Union High School, and Redondo Union is actually the second largest campus in California with over 56 acres. It's actually pretty crazy because you can be on one end of the campus on one street and drive a few blocks over, and it almost looks like you went to a whole nother campus, but it's all part of the same campus. It's just such a large campus. So if you're looking in moving to Redondo Beach and you have kids that are going to be going into high school, Redondo Union is probably the school they're going to be looking at. So be sure to check it out and see if that's a school that you are interested in. One of the great things about Redondo Beach is that there's just so many options for styles of living. You have condos and townhouses, you've got single family residences. So if maybe the price range for a single family residence is outside your budget, there are some great options for condos and townhouses that could fit your needs and give you that location that you're looking for, and maybe the updates that you're looking for at a little lower price range. Or maybe you have found the home you really love and it's got a big front yard and a big backyard. Like I said, there's a lot of options in Redondo Beach as far as styles of homes. One of the things that's interesting about Redondo Beach is just the way it's shaped. So you've got North Redondo and you've got South Redondo. And North Redondo homes tend to be a little bit more stacked together. And so if you're one who likes their space and really does not want to be squished up to a neighbor, a lot of the homes have two on a lot, so that might not be the right situation for you. And then you've also got South Redondo Beach, where you've got some bigger homes and a little bit more just small town community feel in some of the areas. So it's just more about finding what's the right area for you. South Redondo has a lot more beach access. North Redondo kind of starts to head inward more. So it's just kind of more a style of living and what you really prefer. If you're looking for, maybe a newer, nicer home that is in a tighter time frame with where their neighbors are, or you're looking for maybe a little bit closer to the beach, but maybe it's not as updated, or just kind of figuring out what works with your price range and your style of living. And so I thought, like I mentioned in the start of the video, we'd go through and look at some of the open houses that I toured this weekend with the client. So we're looking for under $1 million, and so 2 to 3 bedrooms. And for that kind of a price range in Redondo Beach, you're really kind of looking more at condos and townhouses. And so here's a couple of the condos and townhouses that we checked out this weekend. As you can see, the townhouses sometimes have the garage connected to the unit, and the condos have the parking detached sometimes in a parking garage, or maybe a spot right outside. And so it's just kind of figuring out the style of home that you really want and what's in your budget. And as you start to narrow down your location and your budget, then the style of home kind of fits in, or vice versa. If you really are passionate about a certain style of home, then you might have to make some changes on the location or the price. So Redondo Beach has a lot to offer, like I said, with being outdoors and active and different shops in the community. If there's things about Redondo Beach that you love, that you would love to see a video on, be sure to comment below. And if there are things about the town that you're still curious about, feel free to call, text, or email me. And if you're thinking of moving here, I'd love to help. So contact me anytime.